Ladies and gentlemen, this is a much-awaited super heavyweight international contest. Fights are asked. Pat Christophe proudly presents 5 rounds of kickboxing. Their lovely ladies coming in at center ring with number 1. This is Martika, the lovely Martika. And Dolores, the lady in green. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my right, occupying the blue corner. First time in Melbourne town, he comes from the mighty racing suburb of Sydney, Randwick. In fact, only lives a couple of metres away from the racetrack. Fondly dubbed the Chief, with Bruce Townhill, his mentor. Wearing black trunks with a bit of artwork there, Black Belt Pro. He brings to Melbourne an impressive record of 7 bouts, 7 wins, 5 inside the distance. Would you welcome New South Wales, Peter the Chief Graham. And across the ring, he snuck into Australia from South London. Formerly, according to Kickboxer International, was a cordon bleu chef. He captured the ISCA South Pacific Super Heavyweight Championship in Moorabbin with a big win over Chris Chrysopolidis. 8 bouts, 8 wins, 5 by knockout. Would you welcome with Kelly Safe and Rocky Safe in the corner, the Destroyer, Phil Fagan. Wearing royal blue trunks. Bryce, it's all yours. 5 rounds of super heavyweight kickboxing.
Thanks for that, Al. All right, gentlemen, you've been here before, you know the rules, you've got no questions at this time. Listen to my commands at all times. I don't want this to be a wrestling match between me and you guys trying to separate you, okay? In the event of a knockdown, you go to the furthest neutral corner of the corner I direct you to and stay there until you come out. All right, touch gloves now in the last round and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck.
Michael Chavello ringside with former Australian champion Mark the Hammer Castanuni. You can cut the atmosphere in here at the Empire Theatre with a knife, folks. We're ready for super heavyweight contest. The Destroyer, Phil Fagan, out of the red corner we've heard so much about, we've read so much about recently, an international kickboxer up against, from New South Wales, Peter Graham. We're scheduled for 5 by 2. Graham in the black trunks, the Destroyer, Phil Fagan, in the blue trunks.
What we're going to have to look out for here is Peter Graham's great front kick. I've been told he uses that front kick all the time. Also, the big overhand right. That's what Phil Fagan's going to have to look out for, Michael.
Phil Fagan, in his debut Australian fight, of course, defeating Chris Chrysopolidis for the South Pacific title. One of the all-time great heavyweight contests that one was. And we could be in for another one here tonight against Peter Graham from New South Wales. Graham, a nice high right round kick. Fagan finds him target with the hands. A solid opening to this first round so far. It's been Peter Graham, the kicking department thus far. Some nice inside leg kicks there from Phil Fagan. Look out for the sweet left hook on the Destroyer, Phil Fagan. By day, he's a 5-star cook, a 5-star chef. And by night, he's cooking up some action in centre ring, Phil Fagan. Oh, Graham, the big slamming left hand. And receiving a bit of a warning there from referee Bryce Birtwistle, Mark.
Well, Graham receiving a bit of a warning for the weave. Unintentionally, perhaps, he could collect Fagan with a headbutt or a head clash. And that's what the marvellous one, Bryce Birtwistle, is telling the boys to look out for.
The marvellous one indeed, Bryce Birtwistle, one of this country's most respected trainers. Of course, your former trainer, Hammer, and the trainer of world champion, Diamond Dale Westerman. There's a nice short left hook to the head there from Phil Fagan, the front kick by Peter Graham. Outside leg kick to the lead thigh there by Phil Fagan. Graham collects with a short left hand. It's been a cracker of a first round so far, super heavyweight contest. And there's the end of the first round of action. I like what I'm seeing, Hammer.
Oh, what a great first round there. Great even first round, if I must say so myself. Peter Graham working that front kick, a treat. Very tidy indeed, Peter Graham. A good mover and shaker. Phil Fagan just settling in on this first round, landing some good solid shots, but this is going to pan out to be a great battle indeed.
One of our lovely ladies, Dolores. Don't forget the big shows coming up. Don't forget the big shows coming up. Next Friday, Laurie Thompson. Dome is at the Hungarian Dome in one turn, a big down of professional kickboxing. Marks, Lincoln Stewart, Stephen Marks. Nigel Snart, Nick London, Con. Next Friday, then on Friday, July 9, Mona Dome, Windery, Adam Crutchley, Jeff Aldridge, Hot Chocolate, Robin Dean Delich.
We are ready to rumble in the second round of action. Peter Graham against the destroyer, Phil Fagan. Graham opens up with that front kick off the lead leg. He comes out smoking the man from New South Wales. Fagan just collecting there with the short right hand. Graham all over him at the start of this round. And he's got Phil Fagan on the back foot early on.
Well, Fagan's got to do is negate that front kick, Michael, and then come over with the hands. Put Paul Graham a little bit off balance if he can. Work off the front kick, because Graham's working that front kick a treat at the moment.
Graham continues to fire out the front kick off the lead leg. Catches Phil Fagan with a nice couple of sweetly timed lefts on the jaw. There was the high front kick and another from Peter Graham. That weapon working very well for the New South Welshman at the moment. Fagan continues to dance around the ring on the balls of his feet. Goes for the inside leg kick to that inside right thigh. A nice uppercut left hand, straight left hand it was by Peter Graham over against the ropes. This is Graham's round so far. Short right uppercut in there by Phil Fagan. Graham fires back with one of his own off the left.
Fagan's just catching that front kick. He's got to parry it out of the way, throw Graham off to his left perhaps, or his right rather, and then let that right hand sneak through straight over the top. Fagan's just letting the front kick come in and hit him on the body. He's got to parry it out to the side, and that in fact will put Graham off balance.
Phil Fagan needs to pull out a bit of the adrenaline, needs to get the adrenaline dump happening, needs to find a bit of grunt. Graham continues to move forward on him at the moment. 1-2 combination, just glancing past the brow of Phil Fagan. Fagan yet to pull out any answers to the New South Welshman. There was a nice right uppercut from Fagan. Graham has him backed against the ropes and is going to work upstairs. Fagan needs to plant one of those fists smack on the kisser. There it is, the end of the second round of action. How do you see that one, Hammer?
Well, once again, Peter Graham just pushing forward on Phil Fagan continuously, really keeping the work rate up, and that's really a bit concerning for the corner of Phil Fagan. They've got to negate Peter Graham's linear attacks, work probably around off an angle, and then punch off on different angles rather than just letting Graham keep pushing and bullying his way forward. They've got to use their angle strikes a little bit more, attack the legs, go high, low. That's going to be the secret of Fagan perhaps overcoming what Graham's doing.
Seconds out.
We're ready to get it on the third round of action. This one's scheduled for 5, our super heavyweight slugfest. Phil Fagan, the destroyer, in the blue trunks. Peter Graham from New South Wales in the black trunks. High left round kick to the head there by Peter Graham. There's a round kick to the ribs from Phil Fagan. And that front kick working a treat for Graham yet again here in this round. Fagan chops away the legs. A momentary stumble against the ropes. It's Peter Graham on the front foot again in this round, just smiling at Fagan, saying, come on, what have you got for me, Phil? A nice stinging left hand there by Fagan. Lackadaisical front kick off the lead leg there from Peter Graham. The high right round kick to the head, then catches him with a short left hook. Phil Fagan might be in a spot of bother here in this round. Peter Graham continues to move forward on him. Phil Fagan needs to dig down deep, needs to dip into that intestinal fortitude. Fagan forced on the back foot yet again.
Fagan really needs to power up a lot more. Michael is working around, circling, but he's got to power in his punches a little bit more, throw him a little bit more off the hip and shoulder, rather than let Peter Graham just keep working on forward onto him.
Peter Graham continues to move forward. There's the rib kick off the left leg from Phil Fagan. Fagan fires out a front kick off the left. Goes the inside leg kick, just not enough mustard behind it to do any real damage. And Peter Graham just smiling at him. Moving forward on the destroyer. Fagan, nice inside leg kick to that lead leg. Couple of front kicks missed the target from Peter Graham. A stinging left hand from Fagan. He needs to put more power behind those punches.
Fagan carrying his hands dangerously low when he's in kicking range, and that's perhaps why Peter Graham can sneak those head kicks up. Fagan's got to hold his hands a little bit higher when he's out of range. But again, another good round for Peter Graham. He keeps pushing forward, working off the front kick. Phil Fagan a little bit at a loss to find an answer at this stage. He's looking a little bit flat tonight. He's got to power up a bit more with his punches and try and let Peter Graham perhaps walk into a jab or even a front kick of his own.
Okay, seconds out, round 4. Thank you, Bryce. Round 4 coming up. Come on, get behind Phil Fagan.
We are rolling in the 4th round of action. High right round kick there by Peter Graham. Another crackerjack fight brought to you by Fights R Us Promotions in front of a capacity crowd. Standing room only crowd here at the Empire Theatre in Windsor. Nice inside leg kick there by Phil Fagan. Fagan looking like he's got some renewed life so far in this round. Uppercut didn't find the target there from Graham. Came out with the left hand. A nice long reaching front kick by Phil Fagan, then goes downstairs. Peter Graham looks to have tired here in the 4th round of action. Fagan still bouncing about on the balls of his feet. Nice outside leg kick to the lead leg there by Graham. Fagan just sticks the front kick to the midsection. Fagan needs to come over the top now with those hands that we know he has. Those punches we know he possesses. Just slipping over against the ropes there. Fagan needs to dig deep into that intestinal fortitude. Needs to get some grunt happening here in the 4th. Peter Graham moving forward yet again. Clocked him there with the left hand. Mark the Hammer, what does Phil Fagan need to do here in the 4th round? How can he overcome Peter Graham?
Well, Michael, I think Fagan is just throwing his punches a little too light. He's only throwing the arm movement. He's got to work the shoulder through with those punches. There's a classic example of just a light jab. He's got to really sting Graham. Graham is open. Fagan in a spot of bother now.
It's Phil Fagan now sucking in the air in the 4th round. He's in a little bit of trouble. Peter Graham rushing him over against the ropes. Fagan forced to cover up. Launches out the left round kick to the ribs, does Fagan. Peter Graham just keeps coming forward. What can stop the New South Welshman? Can Phil Fagan put a stop to him? There it is, the end of the 4th round. I'll tell you what, Peter Graham started it slow and he brought it home strongly.
Well, Peter Graham is certainly keeping that forward movement going and really keeping the pressure on 100% on Phil Fagan, not giving Fagan any room to move with those long limbs of his. He's just cutting off his distance, cutting off his reach and working on the inside. Peter Graham, well, he's really given this fight a real shake-up, Michael. I tell you what, Phil Fagan is going to have to put a rabbit out of the hat to get a victory here in the last round as we go into the last round.
5th and final round.
Here we go, the 5th and final round of action. Peter Graham from New South Wales, the destroyer Phil Fagan from Victoria. For our liking, on our unofficial scorecards, it's been all Peter Graham so far. Can Phil Fagan do as the Hammer said, pull a rabbit out of the hat? Has he got the pepper here in the 5th and final round? But Peter Graham opening up like a house on fire. He has exploded upon Phil Fagan. Fagan absorbing all sorts of punishment over in the neutral corner. Tries to chop away to the right leg. Graham just keeps moving forward on him. Caught him there. Nice right uppercut. Front kick off the lead leg. Fagan in all sorts of bother early on. Another right uppercut finds the mark from Graham. Can Phil Fagan find a miracle knockout to the end of this fifth and final round? He is behind, folks. He is behind on the judges' scorecards. Bruce Townhill, the black belt pro gym, have prepared Peter Graham an absolute treat here, Hammer.
They certainly have. Peter Graham is absolutely putting it all together here tonight. He's working that front kick, round kick combination well now in the last round. He's powering up. He's a very powerfully built super heavyweight, solid boy. And have a look at him go. He's throwing those punches off the shoulder, hip and shoulder working in well. But Phil Fagan just a little bit too light in the power department when it comes to matching the power level against Peter Graham.
Can Phil Fagan stop Peter Graham? Peter Graham, just like the Energizer Bunny, he just keeps going and going and going. He hasn't eased up for 4.5 rounds. Oh, the high right round kick there from Peter Graham. This crowd's starting to rally behind Phil Fagan, but it might be too little too late. Fagan fires out the straight right hand. Peter Graham swinging wildly upstairs. Every last ounce of energy he is squeezing out. The man from New South Wales has put up a crackerjack fight. Can Phil Fagan find a finisher? Can the Destroyer find the weapon of mass destruction? All tied up, nowhere to go at the end of the fifth and final round. It's been another war.
Well, what an absolute cracker, Michael. Peter Graham just powering forward, didn't give Phil Fagan any room to move whatsoever. For Phil Fagan to unload those long punches of his, cut his distance off. But Peter Graham, what can I say? Certainly it's got to look like the upset of the evening. Well, no upset from Bruce Townhill and the Black Belt Pro Boys anyway. They came down here to win, and certainly a good rematch. No matter what way you look at it, Peter Graham is going to be a force, and he's going to give the super heavyweight ranks a real shake-up. Out 8 fights he's had this boy now, and I'll tell you what, Michael, he's certainly a super heavyweight.
In our super heavyweight match, we got the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner, blue corner, Peter the Chief Graham. Phil Fagan, you've come to the home of kickboxing. Melbourne is the base, and you can see the crowd are very bipartisan. They gave you a great reception when you came in the ring, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Today I was in Melbourne and I went to the jail, and probably should have stayed there, but I didn't. I saw a great Melbourneite person called Ned Kelly, and his last words are, "Such is life," and that's really how it is, I think. Thank you, everybody. It's hard coming down here, let me tell you. I love Melbourne, and the Dark Destroyer is a really strong man, and next month in Sydney there's hopefully a rematch. So probably not too many people get here from Melbourne, but wish him all the best, and hopefully I'll be back here again as well. Thank you.
Peter Graham.